Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
Owen, why'd you do that?
Do what?
Throw the can in the sea.
Because I was done with it.
I see I need to teach you the 3 R's.
The 3 R's?
Yes. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Let's go.
All right.
Right after you go get that can.
Oh, man.
Reduce means use less. This means less pollution in the environment and less garbage in the dump.
Cool.
You can start right here at your house. You can turn the lights off when you leave the room. Don't leave the water running while you're brushing your teeth. A bath can use up to 40 gallons of water. Take a shower instead. Aerosol cans release harmful emissions into the ozone layer. Buy some items in bulk to reduce packaging waste. You can save gas by riding a bike instead of taking a car.
Wow, thanks, Jerry. I learned a lot today.
That's only the first R, Owen. The next R is reuse. Plastic bags can take hundreds of years to biodegrade. Bring your used bags to the store to reuse. Or better yet, use green bags. Always reuse your 5-gallon water bottles. And bring a refillable water bottle to school every day instead of a disposable one.
Awesome. Are we done now?
One more R left, Owen. Remember that soda can. This is where you can bring cans to be recycled. From here, they are brought to a place where cans are crushed and put into bales and sent overseas to be used again. Plus, the money made from selling used cans is used to help children's programs in the Bahamas.
So we're recycling and helping other kids?
Yep.
The 3 R's rock, Jerry.
Reduce, reuse, recycle!
This public service feature was brought to you by the Bahamas National Trust, the United States Embassy, in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
A former insurance executive takes the helm at the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. Church leaders being encouraged to get involved in food production. And a virtual Junkanoo parade set to take place on Grand Bahama. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now. The Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Indeed, a pleasure to be in your company tonight. Topping the news, the newly elected president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce spending his first day in office as there is no transitional period following a change in leadership. Tonight, Sabrina Brown sits down with the new leader of the business community who is now tasked with navigating local businesses through these challenging economic times.
Retired insurance executive and businessman James Carey now sits at the helm of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, and he's ready to take the business community forward.
I'm looking forward to the challenge. I'm looking forward to embracing the opportunities that are presented to enhance the core objectives of the Chamber, and that is to further the development of businesses through economic growth. There's a lot of room for our economy to grow. There are a lot of tentacles that go into that single word, economy, and I am looking forward to exploring those, working with my new board.
Carey shares what he brings to the top position.
The experience of being in business in Grand Bahama for a long time, 41 years as branch manager of insurance management. So, and necessarily the business of insurance involves a lot of business and different businesses. So I've been exposed to a lot of different types of businesses and the operations over the years. I am in many ways, although experiences, I think I bring a fresh face to the chamber, and that is both good and bad. Because I come in with not a heck of a lot of knowledge on the happenings of the chamber in recent times, so that it's an opportunity to offer my ideas, which are fresh. And it's bad because I simply have to learn a process and glean some more in-depth knowledge on what has been happening so that we can go forward. But in business, you know, it's like riding a bicycle. You really never forget.
The opening of a Solomon Superstore downtown in the coming months is expected to breathe new life into the city center. No doubt good news for many small businesses in the surrounding areas.
We hope that completes very soon and is opened. But the food store, by its nature, will bring traffic to the downtown area, and so the businesses that have sustained themselves in downtown, I'm sure they're excited and looking forward to the additional traffic that will come, because it will certainly mean some more traffic into their establishments as well, which is all good.
The newly elected president is also hopeful that the government will secure a buyer for the Grand Lucayan property soon.
I'd love to see it sold, and sold as quickly as possible to the right buyer. And that's about all I'm prepared to say on that at the moment. But it needs to happen, as with a number of things. You know, we need an airport. Simple. Our community isn't going to develop and grow without an airport. We have industry, but we depend on tourism a lot. And the hotels are not going to go without guests coming in. And we mentioned Lucaia earlier. I'm sure it's tremendous concern to them that the airport reopen.
Carey says he's also looking forward to working closely with the Chamber's Executive Director, Mercinth Ferguson. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, officials from Convoy of Hope Disaster Services meeting with members of the Grand Bahama Christian Council to discuss food security on the island. The disaster response organization has been on the ground assisting with recovery efforts since the passing of Hurricane Dorian in 2019. They now want to partner with the agricultural community to provide them with training through a grant offered by U.S. aid. A farmer-to-farmer program designed to take U.S. agriculture specialists to designated countries to conduct training, seminars, and lectures to benefit the farming community is available to stakeholders in Grand Bahama. Global food and agriculture specialist with Convoy of Hope, David Vanderpool, says the grant proposal targets 3 main groups.
The first is smallholder farmers, so we're thinking backyard gardens, trying to help the household have better food security by producing more of what they consume. So their kitchen has more of the items that they now don't have to purchase in the market because they're growing it themselves. The second group are large farmers, producers, commercial farms, working with them not so much on the technical skills because they're already technically talented, but more on the business side of agriculture. And the third group that we're working with is the Ministry of Agriculture.
Concerning the second group on the business aspect of agriculture, Vanderpool says they will offer training to farmers to advise them on what it takes to move their farming projects to the next level.
Increasing your profitability and your productivity, but then also stuff like marketing your products, bookkeeping, accounting, finding ways to maximize your efficiency, but then also looking at how we can be developing relationships between the large consumers, like the resorts and hotels and cruise ships, and the producers, so that they will be buying more local, and the local farmers here can be meeting the quantity, the quota, the time frame requirements put in place by those consumers.
Senior Director of the International Disaster Services Team, Ryan Grable, says that someday Convoy of Hope will no longer be on the ground distributing relief supplies and helping with recovery efforts. However, he says the church will. That is why they are working through them.
We're here visiting the island today. We just came from Nassau, and we'll go to Abaco later in the week to talk with different stakeholders and people that we have relationship with here, from churches to government offices, about what are the needs related to agriculture here. We know that food security is something that's very important in every nation, and that the Bahamas imports a significant amount of supplies, and especially food. And so we have an agriculture department in our organization, and are here to meet with pastors in this setting.
President of the Grand Bahama Christian Council, Reverend Kenneth Lewis, says they are extremely excited that Convoy of Hope has returned, and he looks forward to the partnership.
I did not work with them during the time they were here on Grand Bahama. Reverend Lockhart worked with them. He was the president then. But I am aware of the wonderful work that they did while they were here. I'm aware of the impact they had on the lives of Bahamians here on Grand Bahama and in Abaco. And so I'm excited that they have returned, and I look forward to working with them. And the only thing I can say is God bless them.
In other news, the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, toured the new office space of the ministry here on Grand Bahama, where renovations are ongoing. You may recall that the ministry staff was displaced following Hurricane Dorian as the office facilities were destroyed. The new offices located in the Regency Center downtown area is expected to provide much-needed working space for officials and employees in those ministries.
Since Dorian, we have lost our office for the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and right now we have making the necessary arrangements to ensure that we find an office space for the staff here in Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. And so I'm just checking the Regency Center where we were. We are in a different unit, but we're trying to make sure that the work is in progress so that we meet a deadline within the next 3 to 2 months that we can have this office open for the staff and the additional staff that intend to be coming under the new budget.
Minister Boleg says the new office space gives room for growth as the areas in his ministry will be expanding.
The work is progressing, and I'm pleased and hoping that, again, within 6 to 8 weeks, we should be able to have our staff who has been in a temporary location at the customs building, and it's a little congested, and we want to make sure that they get the same treatment they needed in order to be productive in the work that needs to be done in the north.
A virtual Junkanoo parade in the works for Grand Bahama. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, announcing that the event will take place at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex with participants competing in both categories. However, due to COVID-19 protocols, a limited number of Junkanooers will be allowed to represent each group.
That date is set for May 7th. And what came to this date is that because we have the Duke and Duchess coming to the Bahamas at the end of March, 23rd, 22nd, and they'll be visiting Grand Bahama along with various family islands, and so we don't want to clash with that. And then also, too, we have the Easter break right after that, which is Holy Week, and so therefore we thought it would have been fitting and the best time to have the virtual Junkanoo would be the week of May 7th, and so I'm so happy to be here in Grand Bahama to launch the virtual Junkanoo that will be held on May 7th, along with all the A and B group leaders.
Junkanoo leaders were on hand for the announcement. Among them, Thomas Curry, leader of the Platinum Knights. He was thrilled to hear that local groups will be given an opportunity to showcase the culture virtually.
As you know, we did not Junkanoo now for about 2.5 years, and we spoke to the minister. You know, New Providence had their virtual in December, and it was a success. So right now, the Junkanoos in Grand Bahama are elated to display the culture and have this event on May 7th. And it's going to be awesome for us. We thank the minister for giving us the chance to showcase our talents and the way we present culture in Grand Bahama. The virtual Junkanoo is going to happen with just the Junkanoo groups, no audience. It's going to be taped. It's going to be actually like how the parade is, with 75 participants from the A category group and 45 from the B category group, including marshals. And it's going to be taped and televised. We're going to perform for 30 minutes, one group after the next. And after that, it will be edited, filmed, and it will be presented to the TV station to be played at a later date.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news when we come back.
Come on down. Now. Come on down now.
At Pizza Hut Freeport, you can enjoy 2 medium Pizza Hut one-topping pizzas, pan or thin crust, and a 2-liter Coke for just $23.05. Get your pizza your way for only $23.05. Fact inclusive. Pick your toppings and order today. Call Pizza Hut downtown at 352-9191 or Pizza Hut East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Ellen's Hats, Clothing and Accessories. We are located in the downtown sewing center spot. We sell fine, elegant hats, and we also have a variety of fascinators or hatinators. And we also sell business wear, casual wear, church wear, a large variety of wedding wear for you ladies who wants to be married. And we also specialize in wedding head pieces. Also, we carry jeans. We have the cut-up jeans. We have stretch pants, and we have tights. So whatever you need, I believe you can find it here at Ellen's. 352-3920.
Don't miss the fabulous 25% off store-wide sale at Park & Shop downtown this February 23rd to the 28th, excluding underwear and ragtag items.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Jack Haywood Junior High has designated the month of February as Technical and Vocational Month. As a part of the celebration, students of various elective subjects were able to showcase their skills as it relates to technical and vocational subject areas. Subject coordinator at the school, Charlton Brown, tells us that this year's group of students were more than excited for this day.
In the student talent in the technical and vocational department, which consists of family and consumer science, computer studies, agriculture, music, and art and craft. So basically, we have on display students doing all the things that they normally do in class. So we're just showcasing, based on the fact that even with the whole COVID pandemic, they haven't gotten a chance to really showcase what their talents are. So what we're doing today is just really give them the opportunity to express themselves, and the other students can see what they're doing in the different.
Principal of Jack Haywood Jr., Joyanne Pennerman, credited the teaching staff in preparing the students. She says it was a collective effort from students, teachers, and even parents in making this day all possible.
It's a display to show the students how important technical studies is in our economy and how they can learn various skills in home economics, family and consumer science, computer, agriculture, art, and of course music. We've also invited BTVI to be present so that the students can know that if they want to further develop the skills that they've learned in junior high school or senior high school, that there's an opportunity for them to grow further in seeking tertiary education at Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. All of the teachers in the department came together and they've engaged the students. If you can, as you view and you make your observation, you would see that the students are intricately involved. It was the effort of the entire team working together to make today's success.
Tonight, we continue our focus on the Turks and Caicos. The TCI National Trust is doing its part to protect the well-being of a special type of reptiles. Our Jamila Mizik is currently in Provo, and in this report, she takes a trip to the home of thousands of indigenous land creatures. Let's take a look.
It is day 2 here in beautiful Turks and Caicos Islands, and we are here at the most eastern part of Providenciales, visiting Little Water Key, and we are told that it is the home to some 45,000 rock iguanas. To get to the key, the team took a quick boat ride with Captain Chucky.
We're heading over to Little Water Key. Very short ride. If you look to the front, that's pretty much straight over there. So we're not going any rough stuff, I'm sorry.
And after the boat docked, we were greeted by Executive Director Wainima Sanders Penn, giving us an official welcome.
Little Water Key is one of our natural heritage sites here in the Turks and Caicos Islands. This is an area where we promote public awareness and education about our endemic rock iguanas and also other wildlife and plant life here in the TCI. We have a variety of persons that visit the key here. We have tourists, of course, who want to come and experience our endemic rock iguana and look at our natural wildlife. But we also have local residents that are here who are just environmental enthusiasts that just enjoy coming out. It's quiet and, just seeing the progress of our endemic rock iguanas here.
We were then given a brief tour of the key and stopped by the visitor center to learn more about the rock iguanas. Wainima noting that one of the most important rules on the key is to not feed the iguanas.
Iguanas here are on specialty diets. That means that they have to be able to feed themselves. And if persons are coming and feeding the iguanas, they learn no survival instincts. So it's very important that you're not feeding the iguanas. Another reason as well is because persons like to throw the food on the ground instead of giving it, well, you're not supposed to feed the iguanas, but you're not directly feeding them, so that now they're eating the sand along with whatever food that you've thrown at them. So now they're tearing up the lining of their stomach.
Now scientists from the San Diego Zoo in the United States were on island tagging the iguanas.
This is the work that they do. They come in and visit the various keys that has iguanas. They check their diet, they check their bloodstreams to see what they are consuming. They check their size, they check how they're reproducing, just to ensure that our numbers of iguanas are going up instead of going down, all right? Another thing that they do, I will find an iguana that will come up to us very soon. You'll see some of these iguanas have color tags on them. Those color tags are used to identify the iguanas that were checked by Glenn and his team, all right? So each color represents a number, and these numbers identify that iguana. So that's that specific iguana's name, all right? So no two iguanas on the same key would have the same name, all right? Once they check it, they put it into their database, and once they come back again, which is the yearly thing that he does, then they'll be able to track what happened next. So this iguana, is it still here? Did it pass away, and so forth.
Ravi, a conservation and biosecurity officer at the Turks and Caicos National Trust, explains the biosecurity work done to protect the iguanas.
The biosecurity work that we do is to protect our rock iguanas because they were listed as critically endangered. But due to the work that National Trust is doing, they have moved the step down to just endangered. So once we continue that work, we'll be able to ensure the safety of our iguanas. So we lay poison blocks into boxes all around the key to eradicate rats that are swimming onto the key that are eating these iguana eggs. We know that the iguanas lay 4 to 8 eggs once a year, and only 1 or 2 would survive.
Hey, and tell us a little bit about the characteristics of the iguanas.
Our rock iguanas are very special because they're very docile. They're not aggressive as the other species of iguanas. As a matter of fact, if they sense you coming, they're quicker to run away than they are to come up towards you. The male iguanas, the bigger male iguanas, would have huge spikes going down their backs, whereas the females wouldn't have any. Sometimes it's a bit confusing to differentiate between the juvenile males and the grown females, but you can just tell the difference by the size of the iguana, because obviously the juvenile would be smaller than the adult female.
And tell us why persons should come to Little Water Key and meet these iguanas.
I definitely recommend that people come over to Little Water Key and meet these iguanas because, first of all, they can only be found here. So they are very special to us in the TCI. They play a huge role in our culture. And they're very nice to see, don't you think?
And here's how you can book a tour to learn more about the special creatures.
A sports company that does provide services to come over onto Little Water Key, but I do recommend that you book your tours, your boat tours, to come over here at Little Water Key. You can also call us at 946-5710 to book your tour over here and just have fun, but remember to respect the iguana etiquette once you're on island.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Jamila. You look like you're having a wonderful time. We'll see you on Monday. Your Thursday evening sports check is next with Jay Philippe. Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. We have a whole lot of updates with soccer, also basketball with Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers, but we have another tennis tournament expected to take place right here in Grand Bahama in the next few days. The Grand Bahama Tennis Association recently completed the Bahamas Pure Water and Ice Tennis Tournament at the YMCA Tennis Courts. With the event now in the books, the GBTA is gearing up for the next event.
The next event on our calendar is the Round Robin Classics for the under 8s and the under 10s. It's scheduled for March 5th and 6th at the Freeport Resort. Matches begin at 8 a.m.
The Bahamas Pure Water and Ice Tennis Tournament was the first official tournament of the year in Grand Bahama.
The Bahama Pure Water and Ice, it was a really competitive competition. We had about 10 players from Nassau. We even had a junior who recently moved to the U.S. that came home to play in the Bahama Pure Water and Ice. So that just goes to show how competitive tennis is in the Bahamas, but most of all in Grand Bahama. Most of the players, they have private coaches. So their private coaches will prepare them for the tournaments.
Switching gears now in basketball, Buddy Hield and his new-look Indiana Pacers will be back in action on Friday to resume the second half of the regular season after the All-Star break. The Pacers will host the Oklahoma City Thunder, followed by the Boston Celtics on Sunday before traveling to Orlando, Florida to take on the Magic on Monday. For the year, the 6'4" sharpshooter is averaging 14.8 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And finally in sports, the YMCA soccer program is in full swing with boys and girls training on a daily basis. However, there has been a shortage in the amount of boys at the program compared to girls.
We'd love to have more boys because we definitely want to have a men's league like we did before, you know, and a lot of them are off in school or have left the island after Dorian, so we need to get the numbers back up. So we really would like to see more boys out.
And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience island bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Star General's Cash Protector Plan pays a lump sum of cash on the occurrence of a first diagnosis of cancer, heart attack, and various illnesses. Purchase cash amounts from $5,000 to $50,000.
Hey guys, welcome to Health Bites. We're doing it a little different this week. I'm going to tell you about a white powder. It's been helping me get through tough workout days. Don't worry, it's not what it looks like. It's creatine monohydrate. It can help change your whole workout experience. Check it out. Come in a little closer, let me tell you about the white powder. Now, creatine is already in our bodies, so it's not a foreign substance that you're taking. It's one of the most studied supplements out there, so it's been proven to be healthy and effective. It's a lot of myths around creatine. I'm going to cover first. First of all, it doesn't cause hair loss. It's not going to damage your liver or kidneys. It's not going to shrink your testicles. So have no fear. Creatine is perfectly safe and effective, as it's been proven. Now, some of the benefits are that it's going to help you with your strength and muscle building. So if you're in the gym, you're trying to build muscle, you need something to put you over the edge. Creatine is one of those supplements that you, as a must-have for your muscle building regimen. Another benefit of creatine is it also helps with fat loss. Most people don't know, but creatine can also help you lose up to 2% of body fat while you're on it. Third benefit is that creatine helps with your mental cognition. So it also helps your brain function. So it'll help build muscle, burn fat, and make you smarter. Why would you want to take it? So here it is, creatine monohydrate. We have it available here at the Fitness Connection. Come in and check it out. It comes in pill and powder form. Do not snort it. That was just for the video. But come in and get yours.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Burton Boleg, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We thank you for your support. We also want to say happy birthday to Ethan Robinson, the biggest Dallas Cowboy fan in Grand Bahama. And tonight we want to extend our condolences to our colleague Philip Marsh on the passing of his sister Gina, who is also the aunt of our Cindy Russell. Our thoughts and prayers are with you guys at this time. And that's a look at news from the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Please stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, the far-reaching economic impact of Ukraine's full-scale Russian attack. A progress report on the tourism sector, the prospect of more dangerous COVID variants, and junior baseball pays tribute to one of its founders. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by PTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapender. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for joining us. As tempers flare in Eastern Europe amidst Russia's all-out assault on neighboring Ukraine, the Bahamas has expressed its opposition to Russia's actions and has pledged to use its diplomatic voice to express its disdain. Keishla Adderley spoke with Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell today.
It's happening a world away, but the implications are global. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, expressing his opposition to Russia's invasion of Ukraine in an official statement issued today.
And call for the immediate cessation of hostilities and for the Russians to withdraw to their borders.
Though the Bahamas does not have direct involvement in the military response, Minister Mitchell says the region will back allies of the Ukraine based on principle, and that it will likely be an agenda item when CARICOM heads meet next week.
The Prime Minister gets around the table in Belize next week with his fellow heads of government. That must be one of the things they'll have on their agenda to talk about what measures, if any, can be done from this side. I would have had an instant answer if these sanctions were imposed by the United Nations. But, you know, Russia is a part of the Security Council. Sanctions have to be imposed by the Security Council, and Russia is one of the 5 permanent members, has a right of veto. So you can expect that no sanctions will get through the Security Council.
There are no reports of Bahamians in or around Russian or Ukrainian territories. And as the world continues to monitor the situation in Eastern Europe, Minister Mitchell says the Bahamas will use what diplomatic power it does have.
The Russians are actively campaigning for us to support them next year at the BIE in Paris for the World Expo in 2030. And so you ask yourself, well, you're trying to persuade us that you're a good country for us to support. And that, I mean, what should our answer be in the face of that?
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Well, the availability or even lack of fuel imported in the country could be one of the consequences Ukraine's invasion has on the Bahamas. So says Environment and Natural Resources Minister, the Honorable Vaughn Miller, who attributed United States sanctions on Russia, known to be a viable global oil producer.
We'd be extremely dependent, but even from wherever other sources when it comes to the shipping lines, okay? And then during wartime, everyone is affected, everything is affected, including the shipping lines and the shipping process, the way we do business, everything is affected. And so what it would mean eventually, and I hope this does not happen, but what it would mean is an escalation in prices, and prices are already too high.
Well, the government's now seeking alternatives to cushion any fallout from this dilemma.
Prices for fuel is already high, and we know what that would mean if they can potentially go even higher. So that's a real challenge. But, you know, in the midst of this, our location in the Bahamas and this opportunity in the midst of the climate change and all of that, at some point, we'll be talking publicly about transitioning from fossil fuel energy into a cleaner, cleaner form of energy. And so I think what this does is really helps us to take another look at the present situation with the potential energy crisis. And again, like I said, beginning that transition from fossil fuel to renewable energy. And so it really pushes that to the forefront.
Also making news this evening, 4 new consuls general receiving their instruments of appointment today. Former Exuma and Ragged Island MP Anthony Moss, former Anglican school principal Kurt Hollingsworth, former police officer Leroy Major, and former foreign officer Patrick Adderley were sworn in. Mr. Moss will serve in Atlanta, Mr. Major goes to New York, Mr. Hollingsworth in Miami, and Mr. Adderley will represent the Bahamas in Washington, D.C. Speaking on behalf of the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says he looks forward to their contributions.
The remit of all consul generals is beyond dealing with passports, visas, prison visits, and the authentication of documents. They are charged with expanding the outreach to Bahamians overseas. They are also charged with assisting in the growth and development and the brand and reputation of our country. And in due course, hopefully we will have a greater opportunity to speak with the potential of assisting the minister responsible for investments in terms of growing the book of business for the Bahamas.
Now, the new diplomats thanked the Prime Minister for the appointment, pledging to produce results for the Bahamas.
I intend to continue to make positive strides, just as my predecessors would have made across the United States of America, especially within the 10 states of the Southeast region, with a continued focus on trade and investment, entertainment, education, sports, and all other matters that pertain to the Bahamas community abroad.
I'm looking forward to the challenge. I think there's a lot of work out there for us to do to ensure that this country receives what it's due.
I will endeavor to strengthen and deepen engagement within the Bahamian diaspora in Washington, D.C., for the purpose of increasing the profile and connection of the potential rich resource base to further the social and economic connections with those in the Bahamas.
I thank the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas for giving me this opportunity to serve our country in this office. I read the duties of the responsibilities of this office, of which I take very seriously, and I intend to serve my country with the highest distinction of which I'm called.
Well, meantime, the state of the country's tourism performance, travel trends, and progress in the fight against COVID-19 among the issues highlighted during the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association's Board of Directors and membership meeting today. Fern Carey tells us that industry leaders are confident local numbers are trending in the right direction heading into the second quarter of the year.
Tourism industry leaders remain cautiously optimistic heading into the spring and summer months as the country's tourism numbers continue to show positive signs as COVID-19 recedes in key markets and travel protocols are relaxed. However, while major hotel properties like Bahama and Atlantis are seeing improved booking numbers, challenges still remain, prompting President of Bahama, Graham Davis, to offer a number of recommendations that could bring relief.
And certainly we're still seeing pushback of guests from our major markets in the United States on the mask mandates, particularly for vaccinated guests, as we now are experiencing over 90% of our guests are fully vaccinated. So that mask mandate removal for hotel guests that are vaccinated would be a tremendous step forward, that we can look at relaxing testing protocols coming into the destination, as well as hopeful negotiations with the U.S. government that we can eliminate the testing going back to the United States, particularly for those guests that have been vaccinated.
General Manager of Operations at the Atlantis Resort, Jackson Weech, also called on the government to revise the health protocols for visitors, noting that expectations for the Paradise Island Resort are guarded heading into the second and third quarter of 2022.
As we look out, team, the traditional spring break period, that's evidencing a positive booking pace, and that being coupled with a shorter booking window. Principal business frames, we're seeing growth there. Groups, however, continue to stand out as an impediment to us, and certainly nowhere in line with the levels we would have experienced in 2019. We are evidencing some positive signs, and we do, however, expect a strengthening in the second half of 2022.
Meanwhile, a greater focus on marketing the Bahamas is among the items topping the agenda at the Ministry of Tourism in the months ahead.
We will explore emerging markets and expand relationships with the international travel trade and travel trade media. Our brand is global, and as such, our confidence in exploring old markets and new horizons, I will say, is very exciting. The vast array of market segments augurs well for our 16-island portfolio.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
In related news, the Bahamas now boast the first Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, operation outside the United States at the Lynden Pinley International Airport. Ministry of Tourism and U.S. Embassy officials marking the occasion with a ribbon-cutting ceremony at LPIA this morning, an initiative U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Yusha Pitt says will greatly improve the ease of travel.
It means that U.S. citizens and Bahamians with dual citizenship can take advantage of TSA PreCheck to pass very, very quickly through the airport. And that, of course, makes the lines much shorter for all the rest of us, right? So, so that is sort of, in a very practical terms, what it means. But there's a lot of greater significance to this, too. And that is the fact that Americans now know that they can go through TSA PreCheck in the Bahamas, unlike any other country, and move very, very quickly through the airport. So that will encourage American tourists to come here, which of course will help us recover the economy, which is critical right now.
Nassau Airport Development Company's president and CEO, Vernice Joaquin, believes the program will add to a traveler's experience as they leave the airport gateway. And this considering travel with its various screenings can be extremely stressful. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, agreed.
When the opportunity presented itself for LPIA to relieve some of the angst in travel through this TSA PreCheck program, NAD as the airport operator welcomed it and strongly supported the efforts of the Airport Authority to conduct a 90-day pilot program which commenced on August 4th of 2021.
I was delighted to hear of the innovation that's being done with TSA PreCheck, where at some stage travelers would be able to walk through on the recognition of their face alone. I also foreshadow that someday Bahamians would also be able to use TSA PreCheck.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a Mega Mashed Potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. We offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
The government's implemented a plan to ensure national health insurance reaches more Bahamians. And this as officials navigate the rollout of Phase 2 of catastrophic care. NHI last year marked a milestone of 100,000 clients, a feat Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darvald says they're hoping to expand on while increasing the health scheme's service offerings.
NHI is the financial engine that will be able to drive the delivery of healthcare services throughout the country with individuals who are unable to do it with unemployed or even indigents, but we have to ensure that we move into the second phase of NHI, and we made it very clear in the speech from the throne the direction we're heading in. And I'm once again pleased to advise the Bahamian people that the board is now structured. I'm pleased with the appointees, and we have a lot of work to do. And as a matter of fact, I think they're meeting this week to begin that work.
The health minister was reluctant to give a timeline for the rollout of catastrophic care, considering current economic challenges.
We must be realistic. As we begin now to put the parameters in place, I will have to discuss it with my colleagues at the Ministry of Finance. We need to look at the economy. We don't want to put more burden on the Bahamian people that is necessary, but we all agree that the current healthcare system needs to be revamped, and we must find a new modality and way on how we will be able to pay for healthcare services in the country and not be in the position we're in today, where the pandemic has come and the services at the hospital is even more challenged, and the list goes on and on.
Well, a doctor on the front lines of the local fight against COVID-19 weighs in on the WHO's airy prediction that could very well change our present outlook on the virus.
Just when it seemed the world's making some progress with the COVID-19 pandemic, health experts give us cause to reconsider. Take, for instance, the World Health Organization's recent warning that the pandemic is not over, and as such, the world should expect more dangerous variants to emerge. Inclined to agree, Doctors Hospital CEO Dr. Charles Diggers says there's nothing to guarantee otherwise.
I think the reality of variants increasing with time is telling us to prepare ourselves for the consequences of the variants in terms of illness. We have no guarantee that successive variants will have an illness on us which will be less and less. And we may be duped by the trend set by moving from Delta to Omicron.
And just how the virus has mutated over time, so has its symptoms.
Fortunately, a diminishing in the severity of the symptoms, and then a bit of a shift to more recently of the mild to moderate cold, more sinusitis, sneezy, cough, runny nose, and aches, muscle aches, feverish, just feeling like you have a moderate type cold is probably what we see most of, and then it continues to escalate in the patients who get a severe illness.
Connected to tubes and devices, quite a number of the COVID infected have had to be treated on the intensive care unit. At last count, Doctors Hospital had just one person on a ventilator, the patient unvaccinated.
This has been a trend in that more patients with serious infections, more patients requiring to be admitted, say, to our COVID facility, treatment facility, a greater proportion of them are indeed not vaccinated, partially vaccinated. It's very unusual to see patients with significant symptoms who are fully vaccinated.
The reality is some ICU patients have survived ICU, but as Diggers puts it, a number of them suffer persisting, annoying, and at times disabling symptoms, what we've come to know as long hauler syndrome.
Well, meantime, health officials today confirmed that a 74-year-old New Providence man succumbed to COVID on February 17th. Now, the 771st person the virus has claimed locally. And this as 43 deaths remain under investigation. As for new infections, back-to-back COVID dashboards, February 22nd and 23rd to be exact, show a total of 24 additional cases. Combined, we have 20 on New Providence, 3 on Grand Bahama, and 1 on Cat Island. At last count, the countrywide total was some 33,105. The latest hospitalization count stands at 27, 2 people on the intensive care unit. 20 people recovered from the illness on Wednesday, and 441 tests completed, just 1 of them a repeat. Well, an old partner cementing a new relationship with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Today, BCB Chairman Picewell Forbes signed an agreement with ACL Communications in Turks and Caicos Islands, re-establishing a long-standing relationship with that media giant. The agreement will provide ZNES TV signal to the many viewers in Turks and Caicos, many with Bahamian roots, keeping them informed. It also provides new advertising markets and increases our social media footprint. Programs will be exchanged and major televised events will be seen across TCI. ACL, dubbed the People's Television Network, is the only local digital TV provider in TCI. Chairman Forbes says the Bahamas and TCI have family ties, and it's all about showing interest in each other's well-being. He called it a new thrust and a new day for the national broadcaster. Joining Chairman Forbes at that signing today was Deputy General Manager of the Northern Service, Darren Meadows. In other news, the Free National Movement was in opposition the last time it held a major convention, and that's the same chapter it finds itself in for its 3-day conclave this week. The overall goal: to give party executives, officials, and members a new vision for the future. Altavis Munnings has more on the first night of the F&M's convention at the Atlantis Paradise Island Resort.
F&M's, the race is not over. The real hard work has only just begun.
2016 was the last time the Free National Movement convened for a major convention. And this week's 3-day meeting piggybacks on the election defeat in September 2021 that left only 7 parliamentary seats in the party's column. Under the theme, Forward United, honoring our past, celebrating our achievements, and charting our future, 495 delegates across the Bahamas are getting ready to transport the Free National Movement in a new direction. On the convention's first night, delegates heard from the party's newest senator, the Honorable Michaela Barnett Ellis, who boasted that she's proud to join a caucus with a history of supporting and protecting Bahamian women.
It was an F&M government that tabled an amendment to the Sexual Offences Act in 2009 to criminalize marital rape. It was an F&M government that enacted legislation to provide a mechanism for women to apply for help from their abusive partners. Women are entitled to equal protection under the law.
In his final speech as deputy leader, Peter Turnquest used the convention stage to recognize the party's focus on core principles while urging party supporters to listen to and empower all Bahamians.
With this principle in mind, we bring our F&M ship of state to port once again to evaluate our progress and heal our wounds, to take on a fresh, vibrant crew, to hear from and support our veteran soldiers, and to chart a new course for the future of our party and our country, being ever faithful to the wider Bahamian people we serve and represent.
The F&M's deputy leader also criticized awarding a no-bid contract for the travel health visa.
This is why the Public Procurement Act was so critical to be passed before the end of our term, and the tight provisions in that act drafted the way they were. They're intended to remove the temptation for any politician to simply award contracts to friends, families, and others without a fair and competitive process, so that the Bahamian people get the best deal for their money.
You can tune into live coverage of the Free National Movement Convention right here on the ZNS Network.
AltaV's Mornings, ZNS Network News.
Meanwhile, strong words from Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, who charges former Prime Minister and former F&M leader, the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, has no moral standing and is not the one to speak of hypocrisy. Cooper's curt response on the heels of Dr. Minnis calling out the Davis administration's decision to give a no-bid contract under the Bahamas travel health visa to Colina after being critical of the former administration's decision to do the same with Canoe. Cooper, who has explained why it was necessary, spoke to the criticism both Minnis and Free National Movement Deputy Leader Peter Turnquest fired.
This type of decision-making is provided for in the Procurement Act. This was an emergency decision. We did what was right. We stand by the decision. And to do anything otherwise, given the set of circumstances that I outlined, would not have been living up to our fiduciary responsibility to the Bahamian people. Our obligation for good governance provides that we must spend the taxpayers' money in a credible, responsible way and make decisions that's in the best interest of the Bahamian people.
In related news, proposed amendments to the Free National Movement's constitution up for consideration. Secretary General Sir Fent Roll says the plan is to continue to recognize the many who have contributed to the party and the country's development. The F&M has a cap of 100 meritorious council members, as those who have given a minimum of 20 years of service to the party and are 55 years or older.
We want to increase, well, there's some persons who have proposed that that number be increased. And so that's on the table today to be discussed. It's from a wide range, anywhere from an increase of 50 to 100 more, or even 150 more, or more than that. We have a robust conversation that we expect to take place. There's also discussion with regard to our Central Council, who can be a member of Central Council after their level of service in the party. And so there's some category of persons who may have served for the party nationally that some persons have proposed should be recognized as members of council in some form or another. And so there's discussion really about recognizing our workers who really have made huge sacrifices of time and other resources. Those are some of the constitutional proposed amendments.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Today is a day for fun,
Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Capo Bahamas Group of Companies is celebrating women in technology. We're taking this opportunity to pause and highlight the leading ladies in information, communication, and technology who are breaking stereotypes and shattering glass ceilings. We hope you'll join us in honoring the tremendous girl power that keeps our community connected.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
A harsh reality for a family tonight as they cope with the death of their baby boy following a 3-car smash-up at the intersection of Prince Charles Drive and Soldier Road Wednesday morning. Police confirming that the serious accident involved a silver Honda Civic, a burgundy van, and a white Suzuki Swift that left the scene prior to their arrival. Investigations reveal that the van's occupants, a woman, a man, and an infant, all sustained injuries. The trio was rushed to hospital to be treated. However, the infant died. The police traffic division continues their intense investigation. AML Foods Limited chiming in on the hot-button topic of inflation. This as consumers are left sticker-shocked in the face of escalating grocery prices. The hikes come as food supply chains around the world experience shortages, the low supply and high demand then sending the price of essential items sky high. AML's Vice President of Human Resources, Kimberly Bodie, says the company has definitely felt the effects, but they've done their due diligence.
There is an impact with our supply chain, but with the hard work of our employees, our purchasing team, they've all really been very creative to ensure that we are able to have the products that our customers are definitely coming into the store to look for. So the impact is not as great. We're definitely finding ways to ensure that we mitigate as best as we can. And like I say, with the talent that we have, specifically from our purchasing team, they are being very, very creative to ensure that we have products available for our customers.
Now, AML is also crafting plans to alleviate the burden on consumers.
We are ensuring that our purchasing team are very innovative, looking for the best deals to be able to ensure that our customers are coming for quality, value, and prices that are not going high up to the roof. Recognizing that we're still in a pandemic, that our customers perhaps are still, some persons are still unemployed, but we want to ensure that we continue to provide the service and the value and quality items for our customers.
And as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
You watch them grow and make plans for them even before they're old enough to talk. You spend a lifetime of sacrifice to pave the way for their success and create a tomorrow you too can be proud of. Can you tell who is the investor? At Leno, we believe everyone who has ever put a penny aside for a future dream is an investor. If you're new to investing, Leno's financial experts stand ready to design plans based on your goals. Let's sit down and explore the options one-on-one and see how, together, we can make your dreams come true. Whether considering traditional investments like a new home, car, your own business, security in retirement, or your child's college fund, we take the confusion out of the process and make an investor out of you. Call 396-3225 for an appointment. Leno, your bridge to the future.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delays. Best rate, no delays.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Exuma is being prepped for a series of upgrades, many of them to match the unprecedented investment growth and others to improve everyday life for residents. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism shared those plans during a recent town meeting on that island. Here's Keishla Adderley.
Nearly $500 million worth of investment proposals are on the table for the island of Exuma. It was a proud pronouncement for the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, and Exuma and Ragged Island MP, the Honourable Chester Cooper, as he told Exumians that the prosperous road ahead will be matched on the ground.
Recently, and I want you to know that we are signing a memorandum of understanding this month, during the month of February, to continue an additional 40 miles of roads. And I'm not committing to side roads at this point, but I want you to know that the Boulevard Road, Alien Town, Bahama Sound 14, and others are also on the radar.
The new roads will be matched by smoother, longer runways in anticipation of increased air travel this year.
Air Canada is committed to returning to Exuma during the fall after a settling of the COVID-19 situation in relation to the restrictions. Exuma is also on the radar for additional airlift coming to the island with new airlines, and those will be announced shortly.
There are also many community-based upgrades on the drawing board to improve health, national security, and education targeted at the Black Point settlement.
In 2022, we will see a lightening of the Black Point Airport runway in a private-public partnership. In 2022, we will see a private-public partnership for a clinic and police station in Black Point. I've been told by the principal of the Staniel Key School that their new school will open in September 2022. And I will commit that there will be clinics in Staniel and Farmers Key through public-private partnerships beginning in 2022.
The Deputy Prime Minister previously announced that within the next 30 days, work will resume on the Exuma International Airport. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. We are under clear skies, temperature at 75 degrees, the relative humidity 64%. Easterly winds at 14 miles per hour, the barometric pressure 1,021.8 millibars at 30.18 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 75 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Tour Key, Marshall, Babico at 77 degrees. The Berry Islands, 76. Alistown, Bimini at 76 degrees. Harbor Islands, 75. Rockstown, Eleuthera, 76 degrees. Fresh Creek and Central Andrews at 75 degrees. Alderstown, Cat Island, Georgetown, Exuma, Rumkey, and San Salvador at 76. 76 also in Ragged Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megwarner, 77. Ackland, 77. Matthewtown, Inagua, 76 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 77 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FIP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwestern islands tonight, easterly wind speeds around 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 5 feet with a moderate chop. Low tide takes place at 7:54 this evening. In the central and southeastern islands, easterly winds as well, a little stronger at 15 to 20 knots, wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, maintaining that caution flag throughout. And then tomorrow, Friday, in the northwestern islands, the winds fall off to about 10 to 15 knots, maintaining that zonal flow. That is winds blowing out of the east, by the way. Seas 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide will take place at 9:06 in the morning with the high tide at 2:51 in the afternoon. In the central and southeastern islands on Friday, northeast to east winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights down 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, but we will continue to keep that caution flag in place. And then on Saturday in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds start to back, becoming north to east at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 10:15 in the morning, high tide 4:02 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, easterly winds 12 to 18 and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Come back with a hickey, you say mosquito, do that. Conchita, that be no mosquito. It was something bigger, girl, like smell a rat.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Right. Why you act?
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate.
For decades now, the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation and the Bahamas Heart Association have been doing work that saves lives. They help many children in need of help, and BTC, with a big heart of its own, is stepping in to lend a hand.
BTC has been a very long supporter of the Sir Victor Sassoon Foundation. The foundation assists persons with heart condition, especially children in need of heart procedures. At BTC, we are delighted to once again sponsor the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation, and we are fully supportive of this initiative.
The foundation primarily focuses on children, Bahamian children. They raise funds to help with heart disease and heart defects. As you know, a lot of families don't have health insurance, and when they have kids, these surgeries can be very expensive, up to $100,000 each. So the Heart Foundation goes a long way in helping those families. The past 2 years, the ball has been canceled. It is the biggest fundraiser that the foundation has, so we have not been able to get any funds from that event. And that is why last year, one of the children that they were supposed to assist passed away. And this year, we have 6 children on the roster and only enough funds for one. So we're really appealing to the public to assist us, and we want to thank BTC for their donation.
That's the BTC philosophy. Heart is not something we just have, it's something we share. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corval Piper. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
I save, you save, we all save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese dinner, 7 1/4 ounce, 2 for $2.09. Best Value ketchup, 32 ounce, 2 for $5. Best Value cornflakes, 18 ounce, $2.79. Premium boneless chuck steak or roast, $6.99 per pound. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $3.99. Save each day at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Avery's has been around from 1992 in an area far away from most things. In 2018, I picked up the mantle. At the onset that I would have taken over, I was connected to Game of Bahamas, and I'm always trying to enhance my Avery's package. And I wanted to expand my customer satisfaction through technology. Everybody comes in and they want to use the Wi-Fi. They want to be able to go live, show off the food and the ambience and the entertainment. So since I've been using the Aero device, my buffering almost went to 0. There's no interruption in that service, which is phenomenal. I would recommend the Aero device to anyone to use it. It works.
This segment of the news is presented by Sands, the truly Bahamian beer.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Good evening, everybody. It's time for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher, the local organizing committee of the Babe Ruth World Series, meeting with International Committee on Wednesday. The tournament, which is set for July Independence Weekend, they were given a tour of work going on at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex and the surrounding area. Michael Solanik, Strategic Partnership Manager for Babe Ruth League Incorporated.
After the meeting today with the local organizing committee, seems to be a lot of plans happening, short period of time, but, you know, confident that everything they have planned will go great. The complex, you know, when I was here in October to what it looks like today is amazing. Can't wait to see it again when we come back in July.
And excitement is in the air.
Definitely a lot of excitement for this first Caribbean regional. From the countries that I've heard from Europe that are coming here, the Caribbean teams that are here, that'll be coming here. Everybody's looking forward to it, looking forward to the Independence Week, to see the culture of the Bahamas really shine through that week. I know our office has several people looking to come here, our board members coming from the United States on our international board as well. Definitely excited to see what this could become for Bahamas moving forward. And also, this is the pilot for what we want to see happen in other parts of the world, whether it's Asia Pacific, Europe, Africa, South America. This local organizing committee here from the Bahamas is doing a lot of work and is definitely setting the tone.
The Junior Baseball League of Nassau, paying tribute to one of its founders, Amajal Knowles, was there at the Field of Dreams.
Scores of supporters gathered at the St. Andrews Field of Dreams last night to honor the legacy of Commissioner Jeff Aubrey, who passed away recently. Players, parents, former players, close friends, all reflected on his impact on the Junior Baseball League of Nassau.
I've known Mr. Aubrey for an equal amount of time, and needless to say, he is a pillar in the league as well as a wonderful person to know. For those of you who know, Mr. Aubrey would arrive at the field, park in the same spot right over here behind the cages, then make his way to the concession stand where he would pull out his lucky chair and sit and watch all the games. Right there is where you're sure to find him sat down with his clipboard, laughing with Bishop and other coaches.
He brings joy and love to others and me. He helped others. He helped everyone when they needed help. And he was a really good man. I said he passed on, but I'm glad I got to know him.
Close friend Eddie Carter shared these thoughts.
So he didn't do it for his own son. He did it for all of your sons, all of your daughters, all of ours. If we truly want to honor him, let's continue to give back. Let's make this league better, bigger, and bolder than it has ever been in the memory of Mr. Jefferson Aubrey.
Also reflecting on Commissioner Aubrey's legacy was close friend Stephen Bishop Beneby.
We talk about not trying to get guys to sign. We talk about trying to get guys and lady girls off to school. That was his vision. His vision is for the kids, all about the kids, and make sure the kids have a future. Have a future through softball, through baseball. That was Jeff's vision.
And finally, JBLN officials presenting this T-shirt to Mr. Aubrey's son, Chris, who shared these thoughts about his father.
For every few days or whenever I spoke to him, that's all we spoke about was what was going on with baseball and how T-ball was going and all the improvements and everything that's here. Like everyone said, this was all bush. When I started playing T-ball, we were in the corner over there by the... And just to see everything and what this has grown is... It's... Just thank you all for being here with him. And like I said, it was all about the kids to him. That's all he ever wanted.
Commissioner Aubrey was 74 years old. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Junior tennis players at the North Central American and Caribbean pre-qualifying tournament in El Salvador. The boys took on Barbados. Jared Carroll defeated Dimitri Curtin 6-3-1. William McCartney over Aidan Clark 6-1. And in doubles, Carroll and Jackson McTaggart easily won 6-1-1 over Clark and Ethan Warner. The boys now 2-0 in tournament play. Meantime, the girls had a tougher time against Costa Rica. Sarai Clark losing to Isabella Sagini 6-4-2. Brianne Ferguson then lost to Valentina Obregon 7-5, 6-1. And in doubles, Clark and Ferguson lost 6-1 and 3 to Obregon and Maria Arguero. The girls now 1-1, still hoping to make it into the playoffs. And that's going to do it for Sports Thursday. I'm Charles Fisher. Thanks for watching.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Undecided about the COVID-19 vaccine or booster? Here are some facts to help you make a decision. The vaccine does not cause COVID-19 infection, and there's no evidence that it makes it worse. Approved vaccines are monitored for safety across the globe. Vaccines do not alter your DNA. The vaccine is effective against current variants of the COVID-19 virus. The vaccine can prevent severe illness if you do contract the virus. We're all in this together. Choose wisely.
The Cynthia Pratt Foundation has been instrumental in assisting in the fight against the COVID-19 virus. Most recently, the foundation has engaged in distributing face masks to students nationwide.
We saw the need when COVID came to be able to assist with giving masks to our primary school kids, to the Family Islands, and to New Providence. Family Islands, of course, you know, a lot of them do not have, or they feel as though they've been forgotten. And so far we've already assisted 5 of our Family Islands, Maikal, Cat Island, Eleuthera, and so forth, Exuma. And so we believe that whatever we can do to fight COVID, no matter how small it might seem, it's a help, and it will be appreciated by the Bahamian people. And so that is one of the reasons why we continue to fight and push forward and see how best we can assist our people.
The foundation's donation to the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training was received by the Director of Education, Mr. Marcellus Taylor, along with the ministry's permanent secretary, Mrs. Lorraine Ambrista.
The ministry is very happy to receive such a donation. Based on the calculation that I made, this is right here, 130,000 masks. That could really support a lot of students in being compliant with the COVID-19 protocols. And that's important because we don't want any encumbrances to students not being able to come to school.
Fair Talk, I am Denise Pratt.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Tony Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at whether that area of high pressure will remain in control of our weather right through the weekend, maintaining relatively dry and warm conditions. Our forecast for tonight, partly cloudy and mild with a low temperature of 69 degrees. And tomorrow, we are looking at mostly sunny once again, very warm, 80 degrees for your high temperature. The extended weather forecast, sunny days straight through into the early part of next week. Those nighttime temperatures are in the low 70s, but we'll get you back into the upper 60s as of Sunday. Weak front system, by the way, pushes through late Sunday night, heading into Monday morning with a slight drop in temperatures, particularly during the nighttime. Kishla?
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
The fishing industry in the Bahamas brings in billions of dollars to the Bahamian economy annually. Behind these billions